Good afternoon. This is Scheets at Sushi Stampin' Spot, and I'm here to do a new series I'm calling Technique Tuesday. So the first thing I'm going to feature on my Technique Tuesday for the next 4 weeks is Brusho. Now this is what the Brusho looks like. It comes in a white container, has a colored lid, and the name of the color is on the front. Now look at this little opening. One of my friends called it a zipper. It looks like this is how you should open it, but if you do, then you're going to find that you have fine powder everywhere. Instead, you're going to poke some holes in the lid using like your paper piercing tool or a push pin or something. And that's all you need actually to get the powder out. And then I take a little piece of painter's tape on the top to cover the holes until I'm ready to use it. So we have moss green, brilliant red, gamboge, I think that's how it's pronounced, which is an orange color, yellow, and Prussian blue. And I find this such a fun thing to play with and experiment with putting different colors together. So the first technique I'm calling wet to dry. So the first thing you're going to do is wet your surface. And the best thing that I like to use for that is an aqua painter. They come in packs of 2. So you're just going to take your aqua painter and really, really soak this paper. Just get it as wet as you can so that there's even like, I'm going to have to bend my head down here, like puddles of water. Because the water's going to dry really fast and you need this as wet as you can get it. So I like the wetness on there, and so I'm going to use gamboge orange, and all you do is take your paper off and then tap the bottom, and just kind of as you tap it on there, just watch what happens to the powder. See how it's spreading as I put it on there? And if I don't like how it's spreading enough, I'm just going to take and squeeze more water on there. I could also use a spritzer, to help get more water. I kind of want it not to, I want it to run together. And now I think I'm going to take another color, yellow, and put a little bit of that in there with the orange. And maybe that's not giving me the contrast that I want. Let me get some more water on here. So I'm going to try a little bit of red and see if that gives me a little bit of contrast in there. Oh, wow, look at that. And as you have to be a little bit patient, because as the paper hits the water, it actually spreads the powder. And I can even like roll this so that some of the water gets in other parts of my paper. What do you think of that? I think I like the little dots, and I like the spreading, and I like how the yellow and the orange and the red kind of turn together. So then you have 2 choices for the drying process. You can either let it dry naturally, or you can dry it with a heat tool. And I find when I dry it with the heat tool, it actually flattens out a little bit. So that's kind of what I would use for the background of a card. And I call this, like I said already, the wet to dry technique. And then here is a card, a finished card, with a background similar to what I just did. You can see the orange and the yellow, and looks like I put a little bit of green in there, and then I finished a card. So if you enjoyed looking this, come back next Tuesday and I'll show you another technique with Brusho. Happy stamping!